Baldwin has not been having the best year. Recently, if you hadn't heard, they were charging him with manslaughter in reference to him killing someone on the set of the movie Rust. Obviously, Alec Baldwin said he did not do this intentionally. There was a mix-up. We'll get into all that after this part here. But there's that piece, right? Now he's being recharged. Wait for it. And then apparently the other night, Alec Baldwin came across some of the pro-Palestinian protesters in New York, and Alec Baldwin had some things to say. As you know, Alec Baldwin is not known for being nice and friendly. So just imagine that. I want you to hear what Alec Baldwin had to say and why this is problematic. This is coming from Low-Key. He says, that's a stupid question. Hollywood actor Alec Baldwin refuses to condemn Israel and squares up to pro-Palestinian protesters in New York. Check this out.
What do you mean?
No, he has to support.
Guys and children.
You've already got your mind made up. Whatever question you got, right?
Oh, I'm asking you a question.
I'm in Hollywood.
Is that your answer? Is that your answer?
You ask stupid questions.
Do you condemn?
Ask me a smart question.
Do you condemn Israel? Do you condemn Israel? Big man. You condemn Israel. Why'd you even come here? Why'd you even come here? You sure you tell that? Dirty, get out of here! Get out of here! Not this nonsense, come on.
So let's pause here for a second and we'll revisit through this. So Alec Baldwin was asked, like, do you condemn Israel for what, they're doing, the indiscriminate bombing on Gaza? And Alec Baldwin, again, like I told you, not known for being nice and friendly. This is the same guy that actually criticized his own daughter, who was still a minor at that time, publicly. That's how Alec Baldwin is. He was previously married to Kim Basinger. Kim Basinger had some things to say about him being verbally abusive. He's just kind of a jerk at the end of the day, just kind of a jerk. But the question that some people had is, first of all, why were you there to just basically aggravate things and start protesting?
No, he has to support.
Guys and children.
You've already got your mind made up. Whatever question you got, right?
Oh, I'm asking you a question.
I'm in Hollywood.
Is that your answer? Is that your answer?
You ask stupid questions.
So he told the protester, he said, you ask stupid questions. I didn't think that was a stupid question.
Do you condemn?
Ask me a smart question.
Here he is being aggressive, getting into his face.
You condemn Israel? Big man. You condemn Israel. Why'd you even come here? You sure you tell that?
So here's something I want to point out. Notice how he's protected by the police. See, look, watch this. So see how the police, here's NYPD here and here, see how they're looking out for Alec Baldwin to make sure that he's okay? Yeah, see, he's a celebrity. See, the cops are going to protect him. The cops don't protect the protesters. They harass the protesters, right? Some of them have been brutal towards the protesters, have physically hit protesters. But Alec Baldwin gets special treatment because he's rich. Because he's rich. Now, there was more in reference to this. Let me go back for just a second because I wanted to add this part too, because Status Quo was actually there as well. And I do want to make sure I get the second part of that clip because he was just, unhinged. Let me come down here because I think there was another, this is a longer version here. So I want to play this one.
I'm in Hollywood.
Can the media go?
So you see, I wanted you to see it from this angle as well. because that's Alec Baldwin again lunging toward the protesters because he didn't like the question that they asked him. And who do the police protect? The police don't try to protect the protester when Alec Baldwin is lunging at them. They protect wealth. They protect Alec Baldwin. I wanted you to pay close attention to that.
Shut the fuck up.
Let's make sure Alec Baldwin is able to walk through the streets and not be harassed by anyone, even though at that point in time, who was being threatening? Who was the threat? Was it the protesters or was it Alec Baldwin?
Nice to see you, man. But you killed somebody, you know that, right?
Stop crying. Stop crying. I can't look at you crying so much.
This is the part a lot of people are criticizing Alec Baldwin for when he said, stop crying. I'm sorry. When it comes to genocide, Alec Baldwin believes that you should stop crying. Dry your tears. That's not something you should cry over. You see this? See, I like for people to see how these celebrities really are in real life when they're not filming a movie or doing an interview that they're paid to do. This is who a lot of them really are. Stop crying, he said.
Stop crying. No, but I want peace for Gaza.
He wants peace for Gaza, but he wants them to stop crying about it. So he wants peace for Gaza, but he's not willing to condemn what the state of Israel is doing to Palestinians in Gaza. And he wants the protesters to stop crying about it. How are they supposed to get peace if it's not for the outcry of all the protests? Because let's be real, our government wasn't even going to, you think Joe Biden would have made the statement that Israel's doing indiscriminate bombing if it wasn't for all the protests all over the world and the massive pressure from the public pushing back on this? No, he wouldn't have. We wouldn't have even gotten to this point had it not been for the direct action that's happening outside in the streets.
212.
Who's on the NYPD payroll? I have no idea. The president of the bank? Is this your new captain? Why are you talking about now? I don't get it. I don't get it, Alec.
You're sick. You're sick. Why did Alec Baldwin get all this security? What, because you're a celebrity? You're just like...
Yeah. So the woman there towards the end was saying, why does Alec Baldwin get all this protection? Because he's a celebrity? Exactly. That just proves my point once again, that police protect capital. They protect the rich, the wealthy, not everyday working class folks. That's just how it is. Now, Alec Baldwin, again, not having a good year, because it turns out, this was also released a while back. It turns out that case that he had on the set of the movie Rust, it turns out that he is now being recharged for involuntary manslaughter. See, last time he thought he got off the hook because they said that they actually weren't able to actually prove, that he was negligent, so to speak. But now things are changing. Now they are coming back and now they're saying that actually we have more information and now we will be able to charge him again with involuntary manslaughter. Let's get into that.
This morning, prosecutors have revealed plans to potentially recharge Alec Baldwin for his alleged role in the deadly shooting on the set of his movie Rust, saying they'll soon present new evidence to a grand jury. The announcement coming more than 2 years after an accidental discharge during rehearsal killed cinematographer Helena Hutchins. During the initial investigation, Baldwin insisted he never fired the gun.
So you never pulled the trigger?
No. I would never point a gun at anyone and pull a trigger at them, never.
Prosecutors dismissed the case against Baldwin back in April after the gun was reportedly determined to be mechanically improper. But now, prosecutors say, after an extensive investigation, additional facts have come to light and that they believe Mr. Baldwin has criminal culpability. Among the new evidence, a report that revealed the revolver in the shooting was found to function properly.
Pause. So let me explain what happened here for those of you who did not catch the story. I covered it like months ago. But basically, to make a long story short, when they were on the set, obviously you're not going to have real bullets, right? You're going to have like the shells, like the dummy bullets, right? So apparently what was revealed is that there were actually real bullets that were mixed in with the fake bullets on the set of the movie Rust. Somehow or another, one of those real bullets ended up in the prop gun that Alec Baldwin was using, fired it off, and it shot and killed one of the women that was on the set. She died. So obviously the family is not happy about this. And they said, no, someone needs to be held accountable. Now they're saying that the gun actually was working properly. So it appears Alec Baldwin obviously was not being honest about his role in that incident. Now, I want to explain something about manslaughter. Again, they're charging him this time around with involuntary manslaughter. So we got to think about this again. Manslaughter doesn't necessarily mean that this is first degree, that you plan this out to actually kill this person or shoot this person. But what it does say is that there is negligence. Now, where was the negligence? The fact that the producers and the directors, they all said that it is the actor's responsibility. They are responsible for checking those rounds to make sure that they're correct. Alec Baldwin did not do that. It was also revealed during this case when it was first reported that the director and the producer, they did not do this as well. So they also could be held liable. So when it's negligence, it doesn't mean that you meant to do it, but someone died. So there has to be some accountability. And so they're charging him again. So he is still not off the hook in reference to this particular situation.
And that the trigger had to be pulled for the weapon to fire. Lawyers for Baldwin responding saying it is unfortunate that a terrible tragedy has been turned into this misguided prosecution. Depending on the grand jury's decision, Baldwin could end up being charged with involuntary manslaughter, which carries a sentence of up to 18 months behind bars.
So there is that. So like I said, Alec Baldwin is just not having a good time. But one thing that I want to make clear to people too, notice how Hollywood plays favoritism towards certain people, right? Alec Baldwin actually killed this person. Whether it was involuntary or not, whether it was negligent or not, he did kill this person. And he did not do his job of checking those rounds, which he is instructed to do, before firing off that gun. Then tried to say he didn't fire the gun, that it just went off by itself. Now you see that that's not true. But notice how Alec Baldwin has not been blacklisted from Hollywood. Alec Baldwin is still getting movie deals. Alec Baldwin is still getting interviews. Alec Baldwin is still okay in reference to Hollywood, despite all the other crazy shit that Alec Baldwin has done. But just this week, Jonathan Majors has now been found guilty of assault with his ex-girlfriend after they had already had video evidence to show that she wasn't telling the truth and wasn't where she says she was at that point in time. Jonathan Majors has already been blacklisted in Hollywood. Done. Done. That's the part they never answered. The Oracle said, and why were there real bullets on the set anyway? That's the part they never explained that. Nobody seemed to know how they got there. That was another part of the problem. But it doesn't look good. Does not look good. But it is what it is. Danny said Marvel just announced they're canceling Jonathan Majors' future role. Oh, yeah, he's done. He's done. Alec Baldwin, guys, protected by the NYPD. Let me go to some of the comments here in the chat. Thank you for the super chat, Roger. 53 years old in 12 hours, Sab. Okay, so let's give Roger a early happy birthday. Thank you, Elizabeth. Sure, appreciate all your work, Sabby. Glad to see your channel grow. Solstice greetings. Appreciate your perspective on Boston. I grew up in the South Shore, served at the Hadley House in Southie, left 40 years ago, still home. Oh, nice to meet you, Elizabeth. Thank you for the super chat, Metal Music. It looks like Alec Baldwin was planted there, IMO. And Soul says he ain't no OJ, the glove fit. Right? Does not look good for Alec Baldwin. Doesn't look good for him.